Welcome back. Welcome home.
Welcome home.
We're here with the Carrie, Brennan.
The only.
CB Speaks.
CB Speaks.
Speak to him.
Speak to him. Let him know
Come
what's
on.
up.
Guys,
It's a long time
First
coming.
word that comes to your mind. Go.
Rachel McAdams.
That's a name.
Shoot. Who is that?
Great actress.
She's a great actress. Well, the Anytown Actors Lab.
Uh-huh.
Okay, shout out Adam.
Shout out.
Hi, Adam. Love you so much.
I love
you so much. And I'm so happy that you're doing this.
He's so handsome.
So handsome.
He is so handsome. He really is. The glasses. Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even get me started. So when I was in college, before I found Meisner Technique, Playhouse West, all that good stuff, I literally watched a scene from The Notebook probably like 95 times. And the scene was with Rachel McAdams. And I would try and mimic her every move.
We all do it.
Right?
We all do
Like
it.
picture 23-year-old me being like, it's not that easy. And then I would pause it and then I would watch her do, it's not that easy. And then I would go, more lips.
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
Yeah.
It was so mind-bogglingly like awful and just so just exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
So yeah, please go to Anytown Actors
But
Lab.
you saw something in Rachel McAdams' performance that made you want to get up and do it.
Yep.
And you were like,
Because
how
it
do I
was-
do this? I'm just going to mimic it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's
It's
the way
best,
that
best
I
chance
know.
we got.
Yeah, that's how I know how to get into it.
Right.
But there's another way that you can get into it.
That's a Carrie Brennan way to get into it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
no, that's a Playhouse West way
Well,
to get into it.
Right,
That
right,
was
right.
The door.
Right. That's
Yeah.
the door. That's the car that takes you to that
Yes.
that scene. But yeah, dude. Welcome back to the podcast first and foremost, bro.
Yes.
Oh my God.
How do you feel?
This is technically 300.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I kind of messed
Oh my
up.
God.
Yeah.
I kind of
They've
messed up.
messed
But this,
up.
Did you say
this
that
is
it was 300
actually-
last week?
No, it's
No, we were supposed to do it the special on this episode, but Dave kind
But
of made a mistake.
I had you
But it's-
scheduled.
But it's
I
fine.
had you
Okay.
scheduled.
It's fun.
Wait, but can I be the special?
You
You're
are.
the
You
special?
are. You are special.
Okay,
Well, you're
fair
special to me already.
This is the Carrie Brennan special.
This is the Carrie Brennan 300th episode.
Wait.
How you feel?
I feel so full of love that you guys just somehow spiraled your way and
job,
spin
Dave.
this
Good
to
job.
make me
It
feel
was meant
good
to be
and
this way.
special.
It was meant to be this way.
You guys are smooth as hell. I need to say, you are smooth as hell. You build the plane while it's flying. You're like, all right, we got this.
We got it. We
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
O'Hagan career coaching, guys. Don't be like Mikey. When he got out of college, he sent 5 what it was called resumes, and I just didn't even check the
0
responses.
for 5.
0
0 for 5.
0 for 5. And I don't want that to be you. So go to O'HaganCareerCoaching.com right now. Coach O, he's had 35 years of experience. He's been doing it for a long time. He's going to send back all those things that he learned, all the experiences, the community that he gathered through all that good business work.
Dude, he's giving away a
He
networking
is-
package right now.
You can be a part of that. You can get a job through that. But he's going to teach you also ways, the networking. What is he doing?
That's what I'm saying. Right now on the
LinkedIn?
website, there's a networking package. He's going to tell you how to obviously use social media and your network to get jobs, but also he's opening up his own network of 30 plus
Yep.
years of people he's worked with in the past that have gone on to have jobs they hold now. He's going to help you get those interviews that you can't get by yourself. So go look up that package. It's limited time only. Go check it out. O'HaganCareerCoaching.com.
Yes.
Bang.
Anytown Actors Lab, guys.
Woo. Anytown.
Finish the sentence. Living truthfully under...
Imaginary circumstances.
Yeah.
Bang.
And that's just a little piece of the puzzle that you're going to learn through Adam Louder at Anytown Actors Lab, because he's a good guy. He's been doing this for a long time, and he's so passionate about teaching. And we love teachers, because how else are you going to learn?
We need teachers.
Huh?
Man.
Yeah.
And Adam's
What can
the
you
best
say
one.
about it? Anytown.
You're going to get all the tools that you need to leave and have confidence in your artistic ability to live truthfully under imaginary circumstances. Guys, when you watch acting right now and you want to be an actor, young actors, older actors, people that are just getting into it, whatever. When you watch your favorite actors, what are they doing? Why do you get inspired by them? They're working impulsively, right? They're doing things that you can't like plan it. You don't know what's going to come next. They seem so of the moment. They seem so alive.
Natural.
And I know it's confusing on how do I do that? I would love to know how to do that. Adam's going to give you those tools. Go hit him up. AnytownActorsLab.com. Go check out the TikTok. He's giving away tools for free on the TikTok. So go check out those videos, the YouTube page as well. He's got a podcast coming out. AnytownActorsLab.com.
Yes. And patreon.com/YouArePodcast. Guys, we love you. Thank you for giving us money.
Come on.
You're on the
Open your
screen right
wallet,
now,
Open
man.
your heart.
Thank you.
Open your wallet.
There's
Open your
extra
heart.
content. You can reach out to us.
Come
You'll be first dibs to what we're gonna respond right back to you. And it just helps us. It's the best way to support us. So if you want to do that, patreon.com/youareherepodcast.
Wait, you know what's so funny is when Tori and I first did our podcast.
One of my favorite episodes
Dude,
ever.
that was so much fun.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That day, it felt like we were kids, huh?
it did.
Right? We were driving around just going to Barnes and Nobles. I almost shut up. Go ahead.
We were in your Jeep and I was sitting in the middle. I'll never forget. I was sitting in the middle of your Jeep and we were like bopping around.
That's
and then we
right.
went to that store.
That's right.
And we got hoagies.
Yes.
And that was when you said nothing's not gonna happen
When I'm with Carrie Brennan.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, that day, Mike, you got Dave a
Poster.
Was it a birthday present?
It was the poster for the podcast. Remember with all the faces?
Oh, that one?
That was that day.
Yeah.
Hey.
Was that because of it was a certain podcast episode?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm forging a story to make this work right now. But I have a feeling there was
it the
some
birthday?
milestone.
My birthday?
I don't know.
It was.
I don't know.
I gotta be real,
Regardless,
Carrie. We've kind of mentally regressed.
It's okay.
We're getting older. We're getting older.
So have I.
No, you're sharp.
Big time.
You're sharp.
Dude, do you want to know how many wrong turns I took, everyone?
We almost
getting
lost you.
here?
We almost lost you.
I was a solid 40 minutes late.
When you shared the pin, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna find her. There was a moment where like the pin wasn't coming up, and I just saw us on the map, and Mike's like, wait, she's right in front of the building. I said, Mike, that's us.
yeah.
And you weren't on the map at all.
Yeah,
And
I
was
could
like,
hear you guys
oh, no.
chattering, being like, "Yeah, I don't know. I think that's us."
I thought you were gone.
You thought I was in the Hudson, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought you were like in
Yeah.
somewhere in
Yeah,
Hoboken,
like Staten
or
Island.
Staten Island,
Yep.
somewhere
Yep.
far away.
I mapped it this morning. It was like 3.5 hours, and I was like gearing up. I'm like, all right, I guess this is gonna be a drive. And then I realized I was like, oh wait, this is actually taking me to like south, like big time south.
No.
Yeah. Like not even.
But I sent you a link to this address.
Did you sent me the correct?
See, this is what I mean when nothing's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like here's the place.
Right.
Be here. And you're like, right. I'll be 3.5 hours in another place.
In another place.
And I'm like, wait,
I will try, but
dude, we got to get into a lot of stuff. But off of this, like watching you get through an airport. What is it about airports in Carrie Brennan that we have such a hard time?
Dude,
what do you think it is?
I gotta think about that.
And AirPods has to do
and
with it.
AirPods, of course. I guess it's the multiple steps that you have to take that really there's no other way around. Like you have to go through security.
You have to.
You have to dump out your water bottles. Like you can't, there's no other way around it. Your bag, it's got to be lower than 50 pounds or you're going to have your fucking suitcase out in the middle of the airport throwing shit around, which is literally what I did last week.
Wow.
Like you have to do these things. And if you can't, or you have to find a creative approach to them,
Right.
like you're not going to make it, basically.
How many flights have you missed?
Actually, I've only missed 2.
That's not bad.
2.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad.
It's not that bad. And I will say, I people don't believe me when I say I love traveling alone. I
Me
love
too.
the whole. People are like, what do you mean? It's so
it's the best.
Stressful. It's so it's like a
Family's almost
jungle
broken
gym.
up like 10 times.
Oh, we'll see.
I swear.
I always say my family loves to do this thing where when they go to airports, they pretend like they've like never been to an airport before. Like this is their very first time. They have no idea how to do anything. And the personalities come out. Like it's just the next family trip I will be recording.
You have to document it all, yeah.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up. But I don't know because I love airplanes also. That's another thing. Like I get work done. I personally think airplanes are like an ADHD person's just like wet dream, honestly. Like cuz you can't do anything else. Like you got to sit in the fucking seat. There's no Wi-Fi. You can only work, you know?
Yeah.
I know this author that he literally books himself a flight to Australia whenever he has to write a book.
Wow.
He books himself a round trip flight to Australia and back and doesn't bring anything but like whatever he's writing on. And he fucking writes the book.
Wow. That's awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So that's your kind of speed.
That's my inspiration.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like.
That's where your work gets done.
Yeah. I was on a plane home from Italy recently and I was like, because something that I do is I love brainstorming goals.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I
You
love,
always have been that, huh?
dude, ever since I've literally goal sheets from 4th grade. Like I don't
Wow.
like just love making goals, love dreaming of writing about the future. But what I've noticed is that I do it. And then when it comes time to actually take action, I'm like, I'm going to go back to the planning phase again because that was more fun.
I've
you know?
enjoyed this so much.
Yeah.
this
And I
beginning
get like
phase.
such a dopamine hit from like the creation. It's almost like a creative process in and of itself. And so I was flying home on this flight to Italy. It was 9 hours. And I was like, all right, I'm going to give myself 9 hours and I can chug as much Italian espresso as I want. And I can fucking write goals and then rewrite goals and then read Atomic Habits and then change everything. I can do whatever I want. But by the time my pinky toe lands in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
what I have on this piece of paper, the goals that I have, is what I have to stick to for the next 3 months.
Wow.
Straight up.
Wow.
Whatever it is. And that's exactly what I did. And
Wow.
I have gained a lot of energy back because I noticed like it's just like every other week I would just do these like long sessions, but then it's like you're in no man's land, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. Do you have because it gives me anxiety sometimes when I'm like, okay, this is my goal list for the month.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, if I fall short of this, I'm garbage. Like that's the first
Yeah.
thought that comes to my mind. Like, oh, I'm less than what I thought I was or could be.
Yeah.
I fell short again.
Totally.
And you don't feel that, or do you feel that process sometimes when you like plan, or do you always kind of meet the goals and like you're good?
Yeah. No. God, no. I definitely feel that. And like, I always say like, I fall off the wagon and then I get back on the wagon. And I read this book recently that talks about like taking your habit and then creating like a micro version of it. And, like for instance, one of my habits is, this is so embarrassing.
I'm so glad you're here.
We should all share an embarrassing habit.
Yeah,
We should.
I'm gonna laugh.
We absolutely should.
Embarrassing.
You guys
Let you go
start
alone on
thinking of
this?
yours.
I will.
All right. So there's a little bit of a story behind it. So
Okay.
I'm going to share that. That's okay.
Okay, yeah, please do.
I turned 31 September 24th, like a month ago,
Happy
right?
birthday.
When did
Thank
I
you.
meet you? How old were you?
Oh, God, that's a good question.
Ooh.
Dude, at 20, you met me, I think in 2018. Yes, you met me in
Was
20.
it?
Yeah, because I moved to Brooklyn June of 2018.
I met you before in PA.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah,
Rose Garden.
yeah.
So that was 2017.
How old are you?
So 2017 minus 2024, 19, 18, 17. That's 7 years ago. 30, 29, 28, 26, 25, 24. I was 24. Like, what a baby.
You were a baby.
How
man.
old were you?
27.
Oh my God. The fact that I knew you when you were younger than I am now is kind of crazy to me. Like, I've always seen you as this older brother.
Right.
And like, I've never had you surpass me. And like, that's crazy.
I know. Isn't life crazy like that? Doesn't
Yeah.
it give you kind of like you have to take pause for a second?
Yeah. I've always felt like I'm perpetually 17, like always.
Yeah.
I've always been like, oh, like my 17-year-old self and I were the same exact person. But it wasn't until this last year that I was like, oh, I actually think I do feel like in my bones a difference.
That's what I was trying to say outside when I was like, I saw in your eyes like an evolution.
Yeah.
It was no longer like a 17-year-old. Not that you were
Really?
always, but you always,
No.
same vibe to me was younger sister. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It was like
This kid.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, Carrie's grown up, man.
Yeah. Different.
Different. Not in a great way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like not better, not worse, just like
Just been through things and then came out the other side of them
Yeah.
different.
I feel like I've always had these maxims that I've like lived by. And like in my 20s, it was all about like, I still write about the same things in my journals that I write about today.
Of course.
You know, like love yourself first and da-da-da-da-da. But I feel like now I've gone through like such a shit time that almost like your body has to experience it. And so it's like, oh, I was saying those things, but now I have no choice but to just like experience it.
That's right.
and be it, you know? And not to say that I have it all figured out by any means, because I am fucking shooting from the hip every fucking day. But yeah, time is very interesting. Time is very interesting.
But tell your story. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. Damn good memory. So on my 31st birthday, I have a weird thing about birthdays. Really weird thing. I always put lots of expectations on myself and feel like I need to just like throw a big party for myself, you know, and I don't say anything to anyone. I'm always like, it's fine. It's casual. It's casual. And then like a week before, like clockwork every year, I'm freaking out, texting everyone. People are like, hey, I'm actually not free. And then I'm like, oh, yep, that's right. Cause I'm a fucking loser. Sorry. Can we curse?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You already did many times.
Did I? Yeah. I curse when I get excited.
I'm just kidding. I do too. I do too.
Amazing. So anyway, so this is like my pattern that I always do, right? And then this year, it wasn't like a thing that I was like trying to do, you know?
Yeah.
I just was like so fucking tired. And I was just like, I'm just gonna have a normal day. And I'm not gonna repost on social media. I'd love everyone to know, you know, to say happy birthday, whatever. I'm just gonna fucking exist. Yeah. And I had a fucking dentist appointment on my birthday. Okay. So I go to the dentist. And I hadn't been to the dentist in 4 years. Sorry if that's kind of gross. I don't know.
No, you're good.
Hadn't been in a while. It felt amazing. Like it was awesome.
Best experience.
Dude, it was great.
Yeah.
And I was like, what have I been doing before this? Like, because I never really liked it, but this time was amazing.
You found a good dentist.
I found a good dentist. Yeah. This guy.
That's a big difference. That's a major difference.
How is the dentist good?
Dentist. No, sometimes you get a great dentist and you can lock it in.
Yes. It was like there was no pain whatsoever. It almost felt like going to the car wash with my mouth. Like it was just so relaxing. Yeah. And he was like, had like surgeon hands. Yeah. And it was like, he was so gentle. I just kept saying like, you're doing such a good job, dude. And he's like, you're not even on nitrous and you sound like you are. like I just want to say, you surgeon hands, you're so good. But anyway, so at the end of this doctor's or this dentist appointment, he's like, so, and I was like, yeah, so I'm thinking about starting to floss. Like I'm trying to create like tiny habits and I want to become a flosser. And I want to become someone who brushes their teeth diligently. Yeah. Cause I'm sorry. I brush my teeth, you know, like once a day. Sometimes I miss it, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, I really want to establish this tiny habit so that I can start to really build trust with myself. Right. And so I'm like telling this dentist and we're just like having this heart to heart. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, great. Love it. Blah, blah, blah.
This person's great.
He's great. Great. Can't recommend him enough. Forget his name. I'll get back to you. We'll put it in the show notes.
Put it in the bio.
But he tells me about this toothbrush. And he's like, so if you really want to like level up your game, I'm going to give you, well, he didn't give it to me. He was like, there's this, he recommended this toothbrush. It's an electric toothbrush. And all he had to say was, once you try this electric toothbrush, you will look back on your life and think, how the hell did I ever brush without this electric toothbrush, right? And I was hooked. So I'm like, fuck it, $187? Sure, I'll buy the toothbrush. Okay. Wow. So I buy the toothbrush and it has changed my life, guys.
Wow.
I swear, because, and you know what I realized? When I was younger, I think I don't know how old I was, but all I remember is watching, I think it was American Psycho. And in the movie, what I received, I don't know if this is what's going on because I haven't seen the scene yet, was there was this really rich guy who like had his shit together and he brushes his teeth and he flosses and I just, in my head, I had this idea of like, oh, like if you brush your teeth and you floss, like you're successful and you're a millionaire. Like,
okay, yeah.
In my 7-year-old brain, like boom, that's what it was. And so I'm like, what if I can trick myself and every morning I can brush my teeth and like act as if I'm like really successful in the ways that I want to be successful. Yeah. And kind of use that connection that I had as a kid. So every morning I'm like fucking brushing my teeth and I'm like, I'm a millionaire. I already am. I am it. And yeah, I'm not a millionaire yet, but it's just this, it has changed my day. Cause every morning I wake up and I'm flossing and I'm like, this used to be a pain in the ass. And now I don't know. I don't know what it is. And and it's not going to, it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, if you act every day, you will become the actor that everybody's trying to, work with. Right. Or if you become this, if you write every day, it's like, you're not going to notice. Right. Nobody's going to notice. Right. But to me, it makes such a difference.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. I'm fucking obsessed with this toothbrush.
That's impressive. You got to tell us the toothbrush.
50% off. Promo code
That's right.
CB
That's right. Dude, I
CB
have
Speaks promo code, 50% off.
I know. You guys got me so inspired with your sponsors. By the way, I just have to say that was the most like sincere sponsorship.
Well, we love those.
No,
And
what we
that's
do.
the thing. And that's what I know is
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's so nice and so refreshing to hear people that actually give a shit about the things that they're talking about. Yeah, like we were talking about Anytown Actors Lab 10 minutes before the podcast
That's
came
right.
on. It was like, oh, it doesn't change.
No.
I love that.
Yeah, bro. We've gotten lucky with our.
Yeah, it's not because he pays us.
No. It has nothing.
at
has nothing to do with the
It would
money.
never be.
No way. No.
Not at all. Man, I think I wanted to bring up we're joking with CB Speak, but I'm serious. I want to take it to a serious place now because where we last left off, at least when I was chatting with you last, was you were taking block on the road and you were showing it to different groups and you were doing speaking engagements.
Yeah.
And that is kind of where the road that I've seen you travel down.
Yep.
So since we last spoke, like what has that process been like for you, dude? Like, has it been like because I remember you were super motivated about it and you were very inspired and you were like continuing to book rooms and like speak at different places and
Yep.
Going all over.
yeah. So that's been like the last couple of years, no?
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. It has been. And I was so it felt so right. And it felt like that was the thing. That was like why I created the film.
Right.
Was so that I could speak about this thing. And I really just like hit it hard. And for 2 years, I was like, it was great. And last year, I was continuing to speak. And what I noticed was that it was getting harder and harder and harder to show up and talk about this thing.
Why do you think that is?
Because I had my own block.
Oh,
I had my own block that I wasn't really able to I felt like kind of like a fraud, honestly.
got it.
Getting up here and talking about being your most authentic self and releasing your block and live your life and all this stuff. And it's interesting because the message kind of changed a little bit. And it changed from, there are kind of two messages. The first one is like, when you release your block, you live that's the only way that you can live the best version of your life. Like the only way for me to be who I am today is if I had come out, truly.
Right.
And my life could only get so good until I did this thing that my heart was just like pouring out, like begging me to do. Right. Yeah. And I did it. And so that was the story. But then it sort of changed also into, it's not really about the thing, it's how you relate to the thing, which is also true, right? Like it wasn't about the fact that I was gay, it was how I felt about the fact that I was gay that allowed me to stay in the closet or come out. And so I noticed that the message that I was telling people was shying a little bit away from you do the things so that you can live the best version of yourself to a lot more about relating to the thing. And there were a lot of like things in my life that I just was struggling with. And ultimately I had and it's so funny. It's like, you obviously know about the thing way before, right? And for me, it wasn't one thing. It was lots of different things in my life that I was just kind of putting off to the side.
Yeah.
And ultimately, as it was getting harder and harder and harder for me to book these, speaking gigs, I remember I was on a call with my business coach and I looked at her and I just said, like, I feel dead inside. And when you say something, it wasn't me saying that woke me up and scared me. It was her reaction to me saying that. That's
when it's real.
Have you ever had an experience like that?
Oh, yeah.
Or someone's reaction.
Oh, yeah.
And it shocked me. And this is someone that I speak to every week. It's very similar to therapy. Like, she knows me at my core and she knew the severity of like how serious that was. And as hard as I could try and will myself, like, I have crazy good discipline and I have very strong will. But when you have a 30-pound cinder block on your chest that you're trying to do things, it's fucking hard. And ultimately, I was in the last round of working with this company, which is like a huge company, really big opportunity, great opportunity. And I thought I had it in the bag. And then at the very last, like the 11th hour, essentially, they sent me a really short email, which was like, hey, we ended up going with someone else. And I know I mentioned this in my Instagram video, but my first reaction was relief. Because I was like, they deserve someone who is going to be able to show up for them, and I actually can't. And so that's when I was like, you know what? I need to do a full fucking stop. Like full stop. And so this summer I just like really intentionally stopped. I'm sober. I'm 3 months sober. Thank you. I moved, which was a big one. And I like released a few relationships, and I'm not going to talk about it a lot because my ex is a private person, and she, she said to me like, hey, Carrie, Brennan, I love you and I know you, and I know that you're probably going to want to share this with everyone over block.
Nope.
And I was like, hey, I'm glad you said that because I probably would have. I probably would have.
Yeah.
So I just want to honor and respect her wishes.
Absolutely.
But had to like let free some people up, like literally let people free so that they could be free and I could be free, which is the fucking saddest and hardest part, it's like that Maya Angelou quote, like love liberates, it doesn't bind. And it wasn't just with those relationships, it was with everything in life. I was just death gripping everything from like my spirituality, my spiritual practice, to my health, to my fitness, to my career. Everything was like, the harder I hold, I will get something out of this. I will, because I know that, and that's a surefire way. And I just stopped. For a full summer. And something really interesting happened where I like came back. And I don't know where I've been, but I haven't been here for a while. And I came back. And I almost thought that I had lost her forever. Like, and I gave myself reasons, things like, well, maybe it's because I started antidepressants like a year and a half ago. So maybe that's why, and that's okay because I choose that tool over XYZ. But that's okay. And I like had resolve with it. Or maybe it's just, my other thing was like, it's just because I'm getting older, and that's okay. And I'm not, that girl that I almost forgot about her. And then it was just like, I just came back. My friend Hannah was like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I forgot you sound like this. Like, I forgot. And I was like, dude, me too. Like, I am jazzed just to like exist. And as I'm talking about this, I really don't want it to seem like, because I released these people in my life, now I'm so much better. There is so many more complicated nuanceness to that. And so I just want to like be very clear about that. But as for like being like, choosing sobriety and making the hard decision to move out of a place that I really dearly loved and move back in with my parents, which seems like a real like setback almost, right? It's like 31 years old, you're moving back in with your parents, all these things. And it was this nightmare that I projected onto myself. Like, fuck, if that happens and I end up there, that is going to be the worst. Like, capital T, the worst. And when I finally did it, it's just that stupid standard cliche thing where it's like, when you just take the leap and do the worst thing, it's you, like, who you are meant to be will catch you.
That's right.
On the other side of it. And I wished that it so wasn't true. But it is on certain levels, and on other places and other things. Like, granted, it is very painful. Like, there are 100% moments where it's rough. But I keep saying, like, if I'm looking at a ladder right here, like it feels like my ladder is on the right wall now. So I'm climbing it, but it at least feels like I'm on the right wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a very long tangent. I don't even know how I got there, but
Yeah.
In that moment where, like you said, that your friend mentioned that you were like yourself again.
yeah.
Was that like the same moment that like you kind of accepted it to, or did it take more time to accept it?
Accept myself.
Yeah,
or
like that
accept-
you're like you said, you came back
Yeah.
in that way. Or
Yeah.
did that kind of person kind of like make that come to light for you?
I was already feeling it, but her saying it to me was like, oh wait, other people can see this now.
Yeah.
You know? Like, someone this morning was like, dude, I think your hair changed. Like, your hair is like, it looks better. Like, honestly, you don't look like a frizzy fuck. And I was like, thanks.
Yeah.
And and it's not to say that like I made those decisions and therefore everything has changed. I just made the right decision in that chapter of my life that needed to happen.
Right.
You know? I've been wanting to be sober for so long. It's been a dream of mine. And I like, ever since like Sophie Perrins recently was talking to me, and she's like, dude, I remember when we were in like New York and you were saying like, sober by 30. I want to be sober by 30, you know? And so it just is wild how the universe like just rearranges things for you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah.
Glad you're back, dude.
It's good
I'm
to
really
be
glad
back.
you're back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you went through
thank
all
you.
that tough time,
okay. Won't
but
be the
that
last time.
again, yeah, it won't be the last
No.
time.
No.
Yeah.
But it's good to see you on the other side and to see you back and know that you're back and in a healthy place too, where
Thank
you're
you.
like, I know I'm on the right ladder and I'm taking the right steps.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome. And yeah, it is the scary thing sometimes where you think like you said early on, like I just knew I was supposed to like kind of separate from these lives, and I was supposed to make this move back to a place I didn't want to be, and with all this fear of like, am I going backwards in life now? And that fearful thought of like, I'm going to be nothing or whatever it was for you. But you do it and you're like the deep pool of like the dark unknown, you jump in it and you're like, oh, it's like knee deep. I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to sink.
Yeah.
And I might hurt, I might cut myself up a few, whatever, but I'm going to get out of this hole and I'm going to actually like be changed and be better because I made that leap.
Yeah.
And the next one I'm going to have to go do, this is the cool part now, I think, is like, I'm not so fearful about making a challenging choice like that when I get the impulse anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was terrified.
Yes. Yeah.
Now I've jumped in and I realize I could swim. I could climb out,
Yeah. So that tool of like, I know I can swim now and I know I can climb out, that shit is it will help you for like the other things in life as you move forward, as you go to different chapters and as you approach different challenges or obstacles. Something that you were talking about when you were talking about when you were talking about, like, I'm picturing like black water, right? Like when you jump, you're like, I'm terrified of this. Right.
Yeah.
And it had me thinking like there were points in my life where I had everything kind of mapped out. I knew X, Y, Z, how it was going to look. And I was so riddled with fear and anxiety, and it was not good, but it was the known, right? And you would think that would give you comfort and freedom. But now I'm in it's so counterintuitive. I'm in the unknown. I'm so clueless as to what is the next chapter and what is the next step. And I feel so at ease.
Isn't that
I
something?
feel so at ease.
It's the letting go process that you were talking about before. It's like, you think if I can just, if you're this type of person, I think a lot of us are, you think like, if I hold Mike here, he's going to have to stay here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not going to leave me. I got my friend. It's not going
up,
anywhere.
dude. I'm gonna get right up.
So see, that's the reaction. It's like, dude, let go. Like I don't want this. It's like the fear is the mother of the thing you were most afraid of is going to happen. It's like because you were fearfully living, or I was fearfully living, and like trying to control everything.
Mm-hmm.
The letdowns of life changing were so deep, and like I would keep myself in places of discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
With the guise of it being, well, this is comfortable because it's safe. And like, I know this and this, I've got this at least. And once you learn, I think as you go through life, like life is going to change no matter what you do, right? Like it's going to move forward and you are too, but you can stay here and feel all that discomfort and stay in this one place and not change and feel all that traction and all that friction that's, you know, coming because the movement, you're staying still, but the movement of life is going forward.
Right.
Or you can let go.
Yeah.
You can let go and say, you know what? I don't know why, but that water looks like cold and chilly and scary, but I'm going to jump in it because something's telling me to jump in it. And like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to let go and I'm going to trust that God or the universe or whatever's out there has got something for me that I can't see, hear, smell, taste, or touch right now.
Yep.
And sure enough, it always does.
Yep.
It always does.
Yep.
And I was telling him before, like my friend Walter was telling me, he's like, you know, he believes in the universe manifesting and things of that nature. And he was saying, you know, Dave, let's say the universe has something for you, Carrie, and it's always trying to get, the universe is always trying to give you these things that it has for you and it's meant for you, but you are holding on to something in the past, and right, and that's where you are. Or you're in the future and you're constantly every day waking up and you're putting yourself in a place you're not at technically, but you're just constantly looking forward and you're trying to like rearrange your life 5 days from now instead of where you are today and whatever. How can it give you what it's meant for you if you're not where you're supposed to be? It can't find you. Yeah. It can't find you because you're not there.
Oh my God. Wow.
And when he said it, I was like, it like struck a chord to me.
Not here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if I'm fully in that camp, but I definitely find like the more that I give up control of my life to a higher power where I say, you've got this. Yeah. You know, the fact that I'm here is a miracle. The fact that I have breath in my lungs and organs that pump blood through me and eyes to see you and things like of that nature, that it drops me into the present, one. And two, it just makes me super grateful because all the stuff I'm trying to make happen and all the ideas, the funny ideas I have about where I should be and all that stuff just dissolves because it's all silly. It's all ideas. Yeah. It's all nonsense for me. You know, I cook up these crazy ideas about like where I'm supposed to be or when I wish I could get back to that. Yeah. Why do you have me here? Why this? Why now? Instead of just like giving up this control and saying like, I trust you. So, you know, you just move me where you got to move me today. And I'm just going to take it in like a museum and I'm just going to be a part of the goings on of it all. And I'm going to engage fully and I'm going to be expressive fully and impulsively and instinctually. And I'm going to try my best to do that. I don't always nail it, but like, that's what I'm going for. Yeah. And man, the pressure's off. You know what I mean? I just, because it's faith. It's faithful living over fearful living. And you know, but when you knew me at 27, I was fearful, dude. Fearful, you know? The process was so faithful. The process of learning how to act was so faithful. It was like religious to me. It was like, what a breath of fresh air. I get to just be present and I know life's going to happen in front of me and all I got to do is just, again, use what's given to me in the moment and take it in and just be an adjustment. And I don't care what anyone sees or hears. It doesn't matter. Like this matters, this moment. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then it's like, well, something's occurring because someone's being affected by it, seeing two people engaging with each other in the moment, truthfully and honestly, and just being present. Yeah. And you know life is happening because it's taken care of. Yeah. The onus isn't on you to make it happen. That's the work's done. Right. But this is now. This is all occurring now like fireworks and you're just kind of observing it, you know? And I fell in love with that. And then somewhere along the way, it was like, I used that to climb my ladder because then success to me was being loved enough for people to be proud of me because I felt like I was just falling short of my whole life. I never was, you know, I don't know, just never felt like I was like,
good at something?
Good at anything. Yeah. you know, or
Me
like made my family proud in any capacity. If I didn't make them proud, then like this is all a waste. I didn't do nothing with my life. And, you know,
Do you feel like that was the first time that when you went to Playhouse, you were like, oh, I could actually do something impressive?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Wow.
Me too.
It felt like it unlocked something in me that I was like, oh, this is what I was built for.
Yeah.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
This is what I was built for. You were setting me up the whole time. This is that like gift finally found me.
Yeah. Like I can be excellent at something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the intention, the propulsion system was the selfish, like in my opinion, in my own was I was propelled by something. The act was selfless, but the thing behind working so hard at it and giving yourself up to it wasn't, the byproduct was a service, but the thing I always would go home in the dark to was like when I was alone.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I really got to make something of myself with this thing. Otherwise it's not worth nothing.
Damn.
You know what I mean? But how foolish is that, right? Because it's a service.
Right.
You know?
That's right.
You watching Rachel McAdams back in the day. I was like, but it's silly. We laugh, but it's like, it was the Shia thing for me with like Disturbia or something silly like that. It was like that dude, I was eating like a stale bag of chips because there was nothing in the fucking pantry. And then I was rewinding this fucking scene, you know, this movie.
Disturbia.
Yeah. And I was just like, dude, you know, I don't know why, but I want to get up and do this. I want to get up and like, it makes me want to live.
Yes.
And I can't define why.
Right.
But it did something to my inside, my spiritual life that like got me moving, got me wanting to keep living. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like my circumstances getting me going. It wasn't like I didn't believe in myself. I wasn't feeling good about my life, but observing a man, like for whatever reason, he's doing it. It didn't even matter.
Yeah.
But I know that story has that ability. Like, and I know it at its purest because I've seen it.
Yeah.
What it can do for the people that are involved in it and also with the people that observe it.
Like you, right?
Exactly. And like you.
When you had that moment of just like being just enamored by Chaya.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Being like, what is this?
Right.
This is something in you is unlocking something in me. And I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. I want that over and over again. I want to create that for other people.
And that's really it.
Yeah.
That was the thing I couldn't define. I think back then. I just used that vehicle to like twist into my own personal gain. But now I could finally see it clearly and aware, like with years of therapy and prayer and like a process of like being more self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wanted to ask you, and Mike, I hope I'm not like turning my back on you in this conversation.
No,
but like,
please just keep talking.
this has to do with like the acting stuff.
I love you guys. So.
I love you too.
I love you so much,
anything.
Mikey.
Where are you with acting? Is it a part of any thoughts in your life? Is it something I'll shut up.
Yeah. It's so funny because last week I was shooting something when my mom's at the Forbes conference and we were shooting stuff.
No big
content
deal.
for her.
MBD.
Yeah.
MBD.
Sounds small
Look,
scale.
I can brag about her.
I know. I
can
love
brag
it.
about her.
I love it.
You know, no, but
I'm not knocking it. I just love it.
No, I do that to myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. But anyway, you're right.
Don't
It's all
do that
good.
to yourself.
Yeah,
it's
no,
the
I can
best.
be proud of my mom.
Hell yeah, dude.
Anyway, so we're
the
at the Forbes
best.
conference. She is the best, and we're capturing content for her. And I turned to Monica, who was the director from Block.
Yeah. I remember.
And I was like, dude, should I make more movies? Like, should I make more movies? I think I have this like weird feeling in my heart. And she's like, maybe. So that was a moment. And then, you know what? And I'm feeling insecure about the actors out there who are like, oh, must be nice. Like, should I make a movie? Maybe do I? And it's not that simple, obviously. It's like, it is a calling and a vocation. So I just want to honor that. However, it was just something in my head, right? And then I'm with my niece, my 11-year-old niece this weekend. And she's like, are you going to make another movie, Carrie?
Wow.
And I said, I only make movies when I have something to say, and I don't have anything to say right now. And she looks me dead in the eye and she goes, that's really dumb. She burned me. So she literally goes, that's really dumb. And she goes, where did you find that from? Cheesyquotes.com.
Oh my God.
And you know what's the fucking funniest part about that? I got that line from like the Hunger Games. Okay.
Are you serious?
And I subconsciously, I didn't even remember that I did, but it is a line from, I'm pretty sure, the latest Hunger Games movie. And I like that. And she called me on my own bullshit that I didn't even realize.
Right.
Like, here I am trying to be all poetic and shit. And she's like, sounds like a load of bullshit to me.
Sometimes a kid will just cut the BS right away.
Yeah, because they can't, it's like acting again, right?
They can't lie.
Kids are the best actors.
Yeah, dude, they're the best.
Yeah. So anyway, I think the answer is like, no, not right now.
Yeah, fair.
I don't think anytime soon. I have been writing I'm going to call it a manuscript. I don't want to call it a book because I have this weird thing about people who in my life who have been like, I'm writing a book for the past 3 decades and they never wrote it. So I had this weird feeling of like, I don't want to be like XYZ.
Got you.
But I have a pretty substantial piece of work that's called In Closet. And the idea of it is basically like if Block is like the 3 months before I came out, like that time period.
Yep.
What is
the whole life
happened?
before?
Yeah. Because there's just so many million moments that I was like, that I had between me and me in the closet that nobody knows about. It was like this whole world with like love, like unrequited love, falling in love with my best friend in high school that, she never knew, and et cetera, and all these million moments of like, making pancakes with someone one time and they're like, you're such a lesbian. And it's like those like,
stick.
Yeah, they stick. And I just want to write it because I was creating not that I have to have any reason to write it, right? Like you can just write it. But I was in the process of around that time when things were really like white knuckling everything. I was creating this workshop with my business coach and we're workshopping it, whatever. And within the workshop, there are stories that I tell. And it was just this one-off from an exercise that I wanted to run with people. And I put a story next to it. And as I was writing the story, I was like, what if I just told like the boring truth? Like, what if I was just like absolutely truthful to the point where it was like, if I say, I walk into the Starbucks, I buy a venti cold brew and I wash it down with 50 milligrams of Adderall or 20 milligrams of Adderall. 50 is insane. 20 milligrams of Adderall. I would use the word Adderall because people know what Adderall is.
Right.
But the reality is I was using Concerta, which not as many people know Concerta. So it was almost like this test to myself of like, no, I'm going to use Concerta. I'm going to say exactly what happens. And I'm going to just get really quiet and jump into a random memory. That I don't know why it sticks in my brain now. Like, why do I have this memory that I think of about a Sunday night when I was in 7th grade and XYZ happened? I'm just in my room. I go into it and I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm just going to write and be boringly truthful. And I did that. And it was the craziest fucking thing. It was like time traveling. And it was like, I wasn't in the room. I was in 7th grade in my bedroom. And as I'm writing, and not trying to make it sound good and not trying to get people to laugh or to understand even, as I'm writing that, I'm just like experiencing it. And then I finished. I thought it was garbage, basically. And the next week we got back on the call and I'm going through the workshop and I said, can I read you something? She's like, yeah, sure. Like, this is like the story that I think goes along with this part of the workshop. It's very boring. I just feel like I just need to read it. And I read it to her. She's very tough critic. And she's like, long pause at the end. She's like, so. And it's vulnerable too. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I'm like sinking in my seat. She's like, so I'm a business coach, right? And so I think she's going to like, we're getting off track. We're getting too much into therapy zone, right? And she's like, I'm a business coach. So like the value that I provide you and why I make sense in your life and continue to is if I produce actual results for you. Like that is my metric. And she's like, so this is out of my wheelhouse to say this, but I'm going to say it because you can't really measure this. But the only thing that I feel drawn in my heart to tell you to do right now is to please, for the love of God, just keep doing what you just did.
Wow.
Whatever you did to get there, just do that again and keep writing and do not stop. And so that's like what I did. And I wrote all summer. And I have just been writing and writing and writing and writing. And it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been a good experience. Like it's been good for my heart, you know?
Yeah, dude. Wow.
My goodness.
That is such a beautiful process and a great test, like to challenge yourself and to say, I'm just going to write every specific detail, not to impress, not to wow, not to, just to be honest in the writing and to just go back.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That is and that's one of those leaps, right? Like we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's like a smaller, but it's exact same like artistic leap,
Yeah. Totally.
you know?
Because I remember like back when I was in that apartment, like I had big Post-it notes all over my walls. And I was like, it's got to be a film. I got to make Block 2. I got to make Block 2. I got to do this. And it was so, God, talk about ego. Oh my God. Especially after coming off of Block, like just rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you and I talk about that all the time.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, dude. The ego being involved in the process.
Yeah. And it's still there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
will always have a huge ego,
Right.
you know, just trying to keep it in check.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard, but yeah. Man, God, I feel like, yeah, with any artistic thing now, it's just so funny to look back. I feel like sometimes at those like Post-it note days and like, it's gotta be this, it's gotta be that. I've gotta put out this next short. It's gotta get this on the books. You know, I gotta.
Well, it's
like,
hard. And I still don't know the answer to this question, honestly.
Yeah.
Because what I learned in my 20s was that if you work really, really hard at something, you
Yes.
will get results.
Yes.
And that is like still true.
Yes, it is.
And so how do you balance between when you do things other people don't do, you get things that other people don't got, right?
Right.
With if you white knuckle life, you will turn into a fucking troll.
Right. I think it comes down.
You will be ugly, you will be sad, you will be miserable, and you will be not a good person.
Right. I think it comes down to one of those choices, though. It's like, it's hard to have both of those, right? Like to live with both active and like you're juggling both. I don't know if it's the right metaphor to use, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to like use my brain to like process that.
Yeah.
And I was struggling with that up until it's still something that comes up, but like really every day I probably bother you how many times I brought it up to you, Mike, but like there's not enough success to match like where I want to be, but I'm also in a place where I'm faithfully giving up everything to like just accept that and be grateful for what I have now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that if I'm called to do that thing that I love to do, there will be a time and space for that.
Yeah.
And if I'm pinched, then I will put pen to paper and then we'll go.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. But until then, I'm not going to force that.
Yeah. Yep.
For you to think I'm great or you to think I'm great or them to think I'm great or whatever, because that's me feeding this bottomless pit ego that will just devour all love.
Yeah.
And will not be able to even show it back, you know, in an honest way.
And it won't be good.
And it won't be good. Bottom line.
Like,
I've been there.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to that decision of like, what gets you out of bed?
Yeah.
Like
brushing your teeth.
but you got to be really clear, I think, in like all the things especially when it's like acting, film is storytelling. What it's so much of you that it's hard to like remove the fearful ego that goes in front of the camera.
Dude.
It's like a lot of people, not all, but just a good amount of us, I think, that go into it are looking for something.
Yeah.
To be seen by something and to be loved on.
Yes.
You know, and I say that as honestly and hopefully lovingly as possible. Like I am that. So that's why I'm saying it. But it doesn't have to be that way. And I think it takes a while to get to that point where you're like, wow, the things that I loved about it were what it did to me with Mommy and Me classes in the library when I was 4. You know, like hearing stories told to me and like being like, wow, I'm in a castle now. And like, I'm, it's not Elmo Park anymore. Man, anything could happen, dude. The smells are different. And it just enriches your life. And it gives you belief in things and hope. It's the music. It's like the reason you are not mundanely walking to work and then doing the thing and then going home and not jumping out of the building. You know what I mean? Like it does something for your spirit to kind of fill you. There's beauty in it. There's mystery in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's
mystery.
Mystic.
There's
no, but in all serious, like there's a reason for it, and that's why it keeps on occurring. There's a reason that we flock to museums and kids go ooh and ah.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason for that.
But I just think that's so brilliant the way you just put that, because with the Mommy and Me classes, because then there's this thing that comes up, it's like the admiration and the love and the success and stuff like that. And it's like, but it's really fucking awesome too.
It is.
But it's like this synthetic, it's like stevia, you know?
That's right.
Like it's a synthetic thing that actually doesn't hold up. Go ahead. Yeah.
When you this is just an honest question, and we can cut this. When you receive, let's say a few years ago, so you screen block.
I want you to give it to me real.
I come up to you.
Yeah.
Carrie, Brennan, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I really was moved by your film. How long does that feeling last?
Literally like 2 minutes.
So that's another
and
part of it.
I love you so much, but like 2 minutes.
And same for me.
You know?
And I had to be honest with myself and say, like, I was chasing that.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to move you so much that like you're changed forever.
Yep.
It's like, I can't change you forever.
Right.
That's crazy. I'm not God.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, the worst, one of the highest anxiety experiences I've ever had in my entire life was the day after we released Block. I was literally in my fucking room.
Oh my God.
And somebody called me who I hadn't spoken to in like 15 years.
Yeah.
And like phone is blowing up, all this stuff. And I was a fucking angsty ball because the thing that I wanted to get, the love of this person that I wanted to get from that premiere.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like my synthetic reason, like, hands down, this person's gonna dick me. You know, hands down. Like, I will make it, I will be so fucking hot. It's so cool. I will make it impossible.
Yeah.
This is little like 26-year-old Carrie's ego. Like, I will make it impossible for you not to reach out to me because I'm so fucking XYZ.
That's right. That's right.
And then it didn't happen. And I was absolutely floored, so upset. But then at the same time, like these expectations were so high. And so it was this weird thing of like, you should be feeling so good, you know?
Right.
But it's that synthetic appreciation that never lasts.
Doesn't last.
And I will be totally honest, I still fall into it all the time.
It's hard not to.
Yeah. It's hard not to.
But that's what I'm saying. To be aware of that is so important. I feel like going forward now.
Yeah.
It's like you are with your writing. It's like now I'm aware where I used to kind of change this name to that name for people to understand me.
Yep.
I'm going to make a change here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to trust and have faith that will reach who it's supposed to reach out of my control.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stay true to what I'm writing.
Yeah.
That's a choice. Mm-hmm. That's a real healthy choice, I feel, in my opinion. I just got to keep myself in check. I got to be aware of my vices and my things that I get out of line with when I'm doing a thing that is beautiful.
What are some of your vices?
It's that love thing. It's like just searching for approval and love of others so that I feel whole
Yeah.
and not a waste or not
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have to be very, very clear with myself. Like, why are you telling this story? Do you have to tell this story? Is this, and why? What is it for?
Yeah.
If it's for to look a certain way or to feel like I'm being active or those things I used to tell myself to just be like, this is why you do it, Dave. Like, you're supposed to, you got to get this many on the books and you're going to get better if you do this and you're going to, but success to me isn't that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to define success for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does success look like to you?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
In what?
Just a word, like just actually, what is it? How do you define success?
It's got to be defined by you, no?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Each of us
Yeah.
is probably gonna have a different answer. But
Yeah.
what does success look like to you, brother?
I don't think I can pinpoint it just like a specific thing. I think I'll know.
What does it look like? What does it smell like?
Yeah.
Who's there? Like,
Yeah.
what is success, dude? What would it look like?
I don't know. I don't.
Carrie?
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
That's totally fucking fair.
Think on it.
Yeah.
I have like a simple kind of just like family in a house, happy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
the
That's
bare
what I want
minimum
too.
I'd rather want.
That's full. That's like
because I think like anything I think more than that where I'm like career, this shit, that shit, it's like that shit's like temporary. It's
But
gonna
Yeah.
a
change.
full house, dude, like a home,
Yeah.
and like family, and
Yeah.
like money in the bank, like you're
Something
good.
I know it's gonna last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're dead and you're looking back at your life.
Yeah.
You're
Dude.
going to be like, yes,
That's
I
success.
had a family. I had a house. Like I did that thing.
What's better than that sometimes,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
Family?
Yeah.
A home?
Yeah.
Dude. That's a great way of defining success.
Yeah. Podcast for another 7 years.
Yeah.
Hey, don't go anywhere. You gotta stay right
Give me
here.
Stay. I'll
Don't
white knuckle
leave.
you here.
You're my friend forever.
Stay. I think. Okay, the first thing that came to my mind was like maximizing, getting 100% of my potential,
That's awesome.
which is a kind of aggressive.
But hold on. That's like one of the scariest things ever.
that's-
It's like not living up to one's fullest potential.
Yeah. And fullest potential meaning, I mean, I'm stealing from John Mayer because he talks about in his sobriety journey where he was like, you know, I was 5th day into the hangover and I just had a conversation with myself where I was like, John, how much potential of yours do you want? And any number is fine. Any
Wow.
number is fine.
Wow.
And I said back to myself, 100. And then I said back to myself, okay, you know what you need to do? And I said, yep, we don't have to talk anymore. And I loved that. And then he said, like, you know, and the next 2 years I was in 2 bands, I did 2 tours. Which is like great because that's the success part. But then he was
Yes.
like, I was happy on airplanes. I was a better person, you know? And so like in the big ways and the small ways. So I like, obviously I want to like make millions of dollars and talk to people for a living. Like, yeah, that's great.
Success.
But I want love. I really just want love. Like I want,
Don't do this.
like bottom line, I just want to be in love and just like create a family, like whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
you know, and just create this like beautiful, just a beautiful family and just like, and I always say it, but like inspire others to see the best in themselves and love themselves like exactly how
success.
they are. Like,
Yes,
you
dude.
know, like I'm so inspired by my mom. I really am because she is the epitome of that. Like she does her work with like such a care. And because she loves it so much, it is a never ending well that she's tapping into. And that's why when I look at your guys' podcast, and I'm not trying to blow smoke here, I'm just trying to be like straight
Please,
up.
we need it right now.
We're really low.
Yeah.
We need you.
Well,
stressed.
here you go.
Hold the mirror up.
Done. I will gladly. Like 300 episodes. That is a lot of people. Like a lot of people don't get there, right? Like that's huge. But I just think, if anything, it is such a testament to the fact that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, because you're tapping into a never ending well. And even if, I don't know how you feel, if you feel tired, if you feel like, fuck, we're at 30 degrees and I want to get to 31 and it feels like we're always going to stay there. Like, I just want you to know that the way I see you is like, oh, they are doing exactly what they need to be doing. And it's just a matter of time where more people just snowball and more people are just impacted by you guys. You already are doing it, you know?
Thank you.
So I think that's what success to me is fulfillment.
Fulfillment.
It's just fulfillment.
That's right.
In all the areas, you know, in the family, in
Purpose.
the health,
Yeah.
in the purpose.
Yeah.
What about you, Dave Alino?
Dude, I'm sorry. Can I add on to mine?
Please, go.
Yeah,
I thought about it. I'm like,
This is
you
a
know,
brainstorm.
screw this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
I want to be.
You brought that out.
I want the shit to be. As long as I'm Michael Nowicki, truly
Ooh.
doing whatever shit I do, and I truly am who I am. That's success.
Oh, I love it.
I love that.
Because then all the stuff in there, the biggest problem I think we have is like, I think what we've been talking about this whole time is like the I don't want to think of back in my life is like, I started this company and I killed it and we made so much money.
Yeah.
It's like, that's going to be my label.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to put labels on any shit
I
Yeah.
love that.
anymore.
I
And I've
love
been doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just like so comfortable with like, we've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
I don't think about it other than,
Mhm.
you know, a lot of people think of me as podcast Mike,
Yeah.
but it's like, for me, I'm just like, it's the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want it to be forever.
That's,
I love that.
It's so cool because sorry if I'm cutting in, but I don't want to forget this. Like, as I've been watching you guys set up, it reminds me of like a quarterback in the NFL where they say like there's a million little things that happen that they do unconsciously now. And as I'm like, I was just watching you like setting things up and adjusting your ears, your headphones and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, like they are just doing this so unconsciously. Like you guys are just like, you have mastered this. And so when I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's cool. It is so cool to just watch you do this. And I'm just excited for more people to see you do your thing. I feel like I'm just like, we just have to wait for the future is already done.
Right.
You're just waiting for time to catch up to it.
Yeah.
It's already done.
Yeah.
It's already done.
Yeah.
We're way ahead of the times, man.
Yeah.
That's our problem.
We're
We're
ahead of
way,
the times.
you know, people say that. You know, people say, dude, he's way ahead of the
Future's
time.
bright. Yeah.
That's us.
I love that, dude. Wow.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Dave, come on. Let
Thank
us
you for
know.
holding up the mirror.
Close it off for us.
Okay. Success. What is success? Success is to me, it's being myself. It is not living my life, not using my day and my time as a way to do anything in the eyes of others. Have some kind of way of like proving myself or I'm saying what I don't think it is first, I guess, is not looking for the approval of others, but again, living in my truth and trusting who I am, giving my life up to a higher purpose than myself, and enjoying the gifts that I'm given today, right now. And that is success, living it today in this moment. Presently, you are here every chance I get. And if I can do that, if I can string that along as long as possible, then it'll be a successful life where time didn't move too fast and I didn't miss much.
Yeah.
And the time spent with the people I love was full, man, and it was rich and it was like Thanksgiving, you know, it was like a memorable moment. And that's what you have at the end of it all is like those shared experiences with people that you come in contact with and the things you get to express together and the times you get to listen and what you learn from each other. And yeah, life is very rich for me when I'm able to trust that whatever is coming now is a beautiful thing and to hold it and just to appreciate it fully, not half and not later and not before, but like now. So that is success. If I can do that, then, you know, I'm not looking for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do nothing for no one to impress. It just this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm grateful for that. Last question, quick one.
Yeah.
What is love to you? How do you define it right now in your life? I'm sorry.
Mike, you go first.
I'm sorry, guys. We got to do this. You came all this way. I have to do
Also, can I just say something in regards to what you just
this.
said?
Please.
In this fucking habit book, which I'm obsessed with, it's called Atomic Habits. You've probably read it. It's like #1, whatever, self-help book. He talks about goals, and he says the #1 thing to like stick to a goal is to enjoy it, enjoy the habit immediately. Right?
Wow.
So like very first day, I'm brushing my teeth, my gums are bleeding. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
You're like, I
This is
love
great.
this.
I love this shit, you know. But my friend Hannah and I have this thing that we say where we go like, we have arrived.
We
Like,
have
we're
arrived.
already here.
That's right.
We've arrived.
That's
like,
right. I love
what
that.
is the difference between right here, right now, me in my head, probably a wife and kids at home, and like a couple $1 million. So I can do the shit that I want to do. But like really, so that I could do the shit that I want to do. If I had $300 million right now, I could like Uber a helicopter here and go to fucking Antarctica just to get a sandwich, right? If I wanted to.
You could.
I probably wouldn't. Like I probably would do the same exact thing that I did with my day.
Yes.
Because we have arrived. Like this actually is Sans family, love, success.
Yes.
Success.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Seriously.
Yes,
I'm making
dude.
fun of my own self. But yeah, I don't know. Hannah and I always say that to ourselves. Like we've arrived. We've arrived.
Yeah.
We've arrived.
Yeah.
Okay. What is love?
Yeah. So, I just watched myself ask that question. I was like, what a corny dude. Turn that podcast
Are
off.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
No.
I do this once in a while, but it was just like I watched
This
myself.
is why we're
ask
ahead
that.
of the time, man.
Ahead
Trust
of
me,
the
dude.
time.
In 10 years, people are going to be like, they should have been asking this more.
The future is now.
I just think I think you're so cool. I really
He's
do.
the
You
best.
too.
He's the fucking
I
best.
think you're
man.
a really cool guy. Okay. And
You're the
I'm
coolest.
not trying to like
Why
sorry,
do you think I come here every
you
week?
can cut that
dude?
out. Cut that out.
No,
That's
we'll
fucking
keep that
weird.
in.
Can you cut that?
Can you get that?
No, I love you.
Mike, you go first.
Whoa!
Wait,
No.
what? You
Carrie.
said he was fat?
No.
No, I said he's had no, I can't say
No, let's say it again.
it.
Okay.
Go ahead. I would never say that to him.
I can't
Okay.
do this question now.
What is love to you right now, Mike? How do you define love?
I just want to say first, though, with you talking about the success thing
Yeah.
with the podcast, that's like a huge thing where it's like, where else do you guys were talking about like over all these years, you know, it's been so long since the podcast, since the Playhouse, since all this stuff. It's like all these people you don't talk to,
Yeah.
right? Things like fade over time. It's like, dude, how cool is it? I get to come every week. The goal is to be here,
That's it.
to arrive.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
And it's just become, that's like the you know what it is? It's like, that's the success that we're like, that's part of that success.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And this has helped me find that out,
Yeah.
figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you taught me that too, man. You did,
Thanks, brother.
you know?
Oh, it's so good to see that you're in that space.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I feel really comfortable with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man.
Do you feel like you've been able to you go through ebbs and flows obviously of being here on the podcast,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you can like pinpoint, man, that
Yeah.
episode 118 I was fucking in Japan. Like
I had
like-
red hair at one point.
there we go.
All right.
There you go. I wore a
Trust
fucking
me.
tie on this podcast one time. A striped ugly tie. Okay. That was post like first lesbian breakup. That was
Oh,
I almost listened to that on the way down. And I was
Don't
like,
do that.
I don't even think I can.
Don't
I was
do
like,
it.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
go back anymore.
But I love that girl too with the tie.
I love her too.
course.
Yeah.
And no shade on ties. I wear ties
No,
all the time.
I
But
love
this
that
was an
girl.
ugly tie. It was like a Beetlejuice tie.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, do you feel like your ability to be present has gotten better over time from doing this over and over again?
Yeah. A cool thing that you guys were talking about today, I kept thinking about it, was the dark water,
Yeah.
right? Like you're moving forward. The cool thing is we know how to swim,
Yeah.
right? But like sometimes we forget,
True.
right? But like like we said, like in those times of ego or things that come up, if we just remember, like we remember the base of like, whether it's like faith or whatever, it's like, I know how to swim,
Yeah.
but like, why am I forgetting?
Right.
If I remember that, at least the simplest thing,
Yeah.
and anything else that's coming is like a fish or a little
That's so
divot I gotta
good.
swim
Yeah.
under or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this has done for me. You know, it's like I was so stressed out before. Like, what the hell? What can I do? What am I gonna do? I'm sacrificing this. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
It's like I know tomorrow's just gonna come, and yeah, there's gonna be some bullshit. Things are gonna go downhill. Things are gonna be great, but I know how to swim. I know how to live.
Mhm.
I'm not on the street. I'm doing something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm way more comfortable with just the day that's gonna come. So that
Yeah.
is being present.
That sounds like
I'm feeling
faith.
it.
You have
Yeah.
like faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Not fear.
Yeah.
That's inspiring for me for the future. When I'm in a transition right now, and it's very hard. But like
yeah.
when I forget again, and when my ego is getting in the way, I'm gonna remember that. Like that's an anchor to be like, but I can swim.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
right.
I can swim. So we'll figure it out as we go.
That's right.
Yeah.
And seeing your parents as often as you can.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
My parents moved to
Yeah.
Poland. They're with me right now.
No way.
Yeah. So it's like I forget too. I'm like, fuck, man. Going to Poland's kind of hard when you don't have money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, fuck. And now I'm like, well, I got to figure it out now because I want to be able to do what I want. I can go visit them whenever I want.
That's
Because right now,
Yeah.
I'm limited on that.
Yeah.
Like, I
Right.
got to go. That motivates me too to be
That's
like,
a
I got to
good
figure something
That's in
driver.
line with
Yeah.
success for you. That's
Yeah.
in line with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Totally in line
Yeah.
with that.
Family.
Exactly.
Yeah. Really quick side story. I went to a fucking astrologer 2 weeks ago. Actually, I don't even know if I can talk about this.
Oh no.
I'm excited for this.
Are we allowed?
Oh,
Actually,
I want to
yes.
hear it so bad. Astrologer.
I'm going to give you, it was a birthday present from a friend of
Oh.
mine.
Oh.
No knock.
fine.
I
No
love
knock.
hearing about it.
Totally. It's fine. She will appreciate this. I'll tell you the full story. Sorry, guys. I'll tell you the full story of the ridiculousness of the actual, meeting him, whatever. But he told me something so interesting. Here I am. I'm like, all right, like he told me basically that in a past life, I was like super famous and rich and whatever and all
Whoa.
that stuff. And so therefore in this life, that is not going to happen. Straight up.
Wow.
Straight up.
Wow.
I said, so does that mean it won't happen? He said, very unlikely.
Wow.
He said, your desire or your like lesson in life is to have a family because that never happened in your past life. You had this like the fame, the success and all that stuff. And what you never got was a family. And so now your dharma, I think is what it's called, is to have a family. And I was so pissed. I left there. I was so mad. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
This success is my core. I've been wanting to be successful since I was like fourth grade, right? And then he kind of backtracked and was like, it's not that it won't happen. It's just that you have to fill this familial void first. And he's like, no wonder that's why you're back home with your parents. Like you're in the house of whatever family right now. I don't know. But it was very interesting. And once I kind of got over my ego, I was like, oh, I think that actually is, for so long, that was never a possibility for me. Like to get married, to have kids, to have a family. That was so out. I didn't think I was going to make it past 30. Like
wow.
I could not picture a life past 30 because of this giant block that was like, you're a raging lesbian, right? So like I'm just coming to the idea of like, oh, you can have that.
Yeah.
And I think I'm like, oh, wait, actually, do I want that?
Yeah.
You know? So
I
it's
love
very
that.
interesting.
It's amazing when someone like blasts you with like, something you don't want to hear like that.
Yeah.
And they make you very aware, like, whoa, it's part of my propulsion system here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not going to have it. Like, fuck you.
I don't know what a propulsion system is, but
Or the thing that propels you forward, like the thing
Oh.
that like moves you and gets you going.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like-
Exactly.
That system was like a gear of that system was like
Yep.
fame. I'm gonna whatever work I do will be seen by masses and I will be registered as that
Right,
figure.
right.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just like someone shining a light on that and then saying like, not for you.
Not for you. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Just like, wait a second.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that was the plan, you know?
I'll show you. That was me for a long time.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally. Like, the more you do,
Yeah,
the better
yeah.
you get. Go ahead.
What's love to you?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Oh,
that's,
wow.
That's,
Beautiful.
I think love right now for me is like liberation.
Oh.
Like letting it go. The whole like success, you know, that aspect of success. Let it fucking go. Like it's in the big ways and the small ways. Posting shit on social media that is not high definition production.
Yeah.
Doing that.
In that vein, what I'm seeing you do with your podcast, just to put a mirror up to you,
Yeah.
is so moving. And like, I'm getting so much of, first of all, you're such a great listener.
Thank you.
And you're such a great, you pull like parts of people out of them that I think they've either forgotten about or I don't know, they like, you watch the beginning of your podcast to the end of the podcast. And like, I see those people come alive more because they're reminded of like the beauty of them and like what moves them and what they've been through and like their blocks and like how they've overcome them and stuff. And you're such a good listener and then also like person to draw out the spirit of people.
Wow.
And I've seen that in the work you've done recently. And it's not highly produced. It's not like the craziest like money has gone into these things. But that's the point. It's because you've let go of this idea, I think.
Yeah.
You know, we don't talk every day, but what I'm seeing and my instinct is telling me when I watch your life from afar, the work you're putting out has so much fruit to it. It like bears fruit.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is you. That is Carrie Brennan. You know what I mean? It isn't. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
It's you.
I like resonate with that like in my heart. I don't even have anything to say. I just like my whole body just lit up. And I will say like I needed that because I've been feeling like a pretty shit interviewer.
Dude, please keep doing it. Please keep doing it.
Thank you.
Don't stop doing it.
Yeah.
Please.
You too. Don't fucking stop doing it. Dude. And that's how, and as you're saying that, that's how I feel after these, every single time I finish this podcast. I'm like, all right, I think I'm a little bit more along than I actually felt, you know, driving up here. Mm-hmm. And so it's a big deal to hear that come from you.
That's the truth.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. So yeah, love is liberating. It's letting go of the things that I love the most in life, the people that I love most in life.
Right.
Just liberating and then just fucking saying a prayer and being like, okay. And what else do you have me? I feel like I'm like in the dark, like pulling at things and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, like, and that exploratory phase has been really, challenging, fun, just all of the above. So I would say love right now is letting go. Yeah. Liberating.
I love it, dude.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's me.
That's you?
Love is in the air. No.
It is in the air.
You feel
I'm gonna say that.
tonight.
Just to be the cliche guy, because you were being the cliche guy. I
Hit
think
me with the cliche.
love, man, it's everywhere.
You sound like
is.
a jazz musician. Yeah.
Love's
You do.
everywhere.
Love's everywhere, buddy.
Love is everywhere.
Bass guitar.
That's
We're
right.
good.
No, I think it is. Like with a lot of things, I think I don't know. We've been talking about like signs. There's like inklings of things going around all over the place, and a lot of the time, most of the time, we don't choose to look up and grab it or to take it in or whatever. So I think like there's just moments in life you have to simply go through your shit, right? And then you end up looking up, or you end up like just being open that day and something pops up
Frees you up.
and frees you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I love talking.
So keep looking up.
I wish we could do this every day.
I
huh?
know.
I wish we could do this every
I
day. I
love
wish you were just like poof.
Talking to you so much.
Yeah. This is
it's
too
like
much.
kind of crazy.
Dude, I love that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Love real quick. I think for me now is
No, we don't want to hear it.
listen.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey,
Good
that's
night.
the your podcast.
Dave is the most loving person.
Well,
that I know.
you are too, bro, and you are as well. You
I
guys
think
have always
you,
been
like,
so
are
loving.
love.
You
Like,
guys,
you are
yeah.
love.
you too.
You're the
bro. I see the same
I
thing in
am
you
too.
guys.
Stop.
Yeah.
No, I really
Take
do.
it.
You guys love on me so
Take
hard,
it.
and you always have.
All of us.
Yeah.
Like literally, I would say all three of us, not to our horns, but like we're all kind of joy balls of
Come
love.
on, come on, right?
Yeah.
You got to accept
are.
that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
I'll
pretty
take it.
fucking dope.
I love love.
I think it's
I'll say it all the
listening for
time.
me, dude.
Mm.
Listening.
Love is listening.
Yeah, I think it's like I'm learning more and more. The more quiet I can get, and the more I just listen to what's going on around me, and I could take in. It's like I imagine like I'm sitting at a dinner with my family or something, and I could just listen.
Mm.
I could just observe and listen, and like, and really, like, giving listening, where it's
Mm.
not. Yeah, it's simple, and it's just time spent listening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I'm finding. I find the most. My heart fills up when I'm able to do that with my wife or with my friends or with my family, with nature.
I feel like listening is such a hot thing right now that people are almost missing the mark. And what you're embodying is like the real listening. Like you're not listening to be a soundboard or to like ask a good question after that. Like you're just listening like with your whole body, and I can feel it. And it's as a recipient, like this is a different kind of listening. It's a loving listening, and I guess I just want you to know that it's very unique. It's very unique.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that, dude. I love you guys.
I gotta be honest, dude. That really hit me in a way.
Yeah.
Because I gotta be honest, like I feel like my whole life I've always been like the quiet Mike, like growing up with my family, blah blah blah, all this stuff. I feel like I just gotta say I love listening.
Dude.
Because I feel like I've never said that. I don't know.
That's your source of love, dude.
Yeah.
You're a great listener.
Do you ever get like a bad rap, or did you ever get
Yes.
your parents on you for not?
Yes.
You're like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Only
I'd be-
my whole.
I'd be
fucking
right.
life.
I'd be there, and they'd be talking to other people. Like, yeah, Mike doesn't really talk, so like,
Oh,
it's like he's
Wait,
quiet.
that is like so freeing to be able
Yeah.
to just own that,
Yeah.
because that's a fucking power now.
Superpower.
It's a superpower
yeah.
now,
Yeah.
dude.
Shit.
That's gonna like continue.
That's
I think
your
that's
superpower,
gonna
buddy.
continue to hit you like
In
there are
waves as we
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a rough ride home.
That's right.
Gotta pick up my dad. You never listen to me.
You never listen to me now.
Guess what? Guess who's in town with a new superpower?
The best listener, dude.
Yeah. You just wait, daddy.
Carrie Brennan, CB Speaks.
CB
We can
Speaks.
find you at CB Speaks, guys. Obviously, tune in to CB
Oral B
Speaks going
toothbrush,
forward.
50% off.
That's right. Oral B IO. It is Bluetooth censored.
Oh my!
It is
God.
insane. Please pick up your.
I might have to get
Oral B.
mine. I'm gonna get mine.
You must.
I must.
You
Life
must.
will be different.
2
from
times
here
a
on
day, 2 minutes. Life will
Woo!
change.
Flossing tip, get a pick.
Get
Get
a
the pick, the water
Picks are
pick.
good. I like a pick.
Yep.
out.
Love a pick.
Carrie Brennan, anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we go?
I guess just I don't know. Letting go. That was the only thing that I would just. It's exactly what I said before.
Boom.
Just let go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Carrie Brennan in the future, listen to the Carrie Brennan in the past. Let it go.
Yeah. Future Carrie. Fucking let go.
Keep letting go.
Keep letting go.
This is going to be an episode. Future, you can listen back.
Oh yeah.
dude.
My name is Mike,
This is.
and I'm signing out.
My name's Dave. I love y'all. Please be kind to yourself. Please be kind to one another.
My name is Carrie, and I love you guys.
Love you.
Adios. Have a good night.
Now I gotta